Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Garbagemice podcast, the podcast on YouTube. Redsonte forgot to upload it to SoundCloud. Anyway, today we have a very special guest, one of a kind. I tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, from all across the world, you have come here to behold the freak of nature, the one, the only, an actual real-life XX chromosome woman this time. Woo!
No, dude, come on. You're gonna try to lie to the audience again.
No,
are you sure?
I'm sure, 100%, like a million percent.
No, dude. You must be mistaking this for like a cooking show or something.
I haven't received... What the fuck? Oh, you muted it, you fuck... You
it was deafened.
You stupid idiot.
Hold on. Our fed bot was deafened. Okay, we're good now.
Alright. Erica, say something.
What do you want me to say?
That's all I needed you to say. See, it's a woman.
All right.
I'm not joking. It's not too distant.
All right, my bad. I thought we were on Hell's Kitchen, but no, I
Yes,
guess not.
yeah.
I guess this is the Garbagemice podcast.
So, Erica, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um.
I'm already starting to lose interest, so let's move on to another topic.
Well, my name's Erica, or Erica, as I'm usually called, and 25. I'm a real life
shit!
person.
I forgot. This is a drinking episode. I'm sorry to interrupt. This is a drinking episode. Erica's drinking wine. What was it? Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm drinking Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey, and Redsonte is just drinking whiskey out of the bottle.
I'm drinking beer.
What kind?
Rolling Rock. So I'm a boomer.
There you go. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Erica. I don't fucking know. You were saying?
My name's Erica. I'm 25. I'm a real life actual woman.
Professional.
Yeah, professionally every day of my life, 24/7, 360.
Hey, that's
very
dedication,
epic.
alright? I couldn't do it for 5 minutes. Like, that must be horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine being wrong in every subject you ever talked about in your life. Like, that's just brutal.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask, do you enjoy it when very tall men sprint at you in the middle of the night while you're walking home?
Usually it never happens to me, and I probably wouldn't like it if it did.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that tells us one thing about your BMI. I'm not gonna say what that is.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Well, shit. All right. What do we have to talk about this week, fellas?
For once, Gator's not on the show.
Yeah.
He's
I know
listening.
some people are
He's
rejoicing.
listening. I can't bully him right now. He's actually listening actively right
Hi,
now.
Gator. How you doing? But no,
Yeah.
we like Gator. He just rambles a lot.
Yeah.
Sure.
fair
But we
enough.
like him. Alright.
Erica is not acquainted at all with the Garbagemice lore. Not even
Literally
with the
no
Trash
idea.
Rats. Not even like Monkey Jones, Rusty Cage. None of those people. She just exists in another Discord server I'm active on. And I'm like, hey, who wants to join? Erica's like, okay, cool. So here we go.
Yeah, went on. That too.
I envy the people who have never heard of the Trash Rats or the Garbagemice or the internet at all. Must be a really simple life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back there in the Middle East, I know a whole bunch of those people. They live a very simple life, I tell you. I mean, all they care about is getting food on their table.
They only get
No.
bombed twice a week.
Just twice a week.
And I gotta start slamming these beers down. I gotta get silly.
Yeah, I've already started drinking, you friggin' idiot.
Well,
I'm gonna try to. I'll try to down like at least 4 or 5 by the 30-minute mark. I gotta pick up the pace here.
Alright, today we're gonna talk about the one, the only, the man himself, the federal agent, Alexander Jonathan. And his
Alexander
trial.
Jonathan, yeah.
Alexander Jonathan, that's all I'm gonna refer to him as. I know if I say his name, I'm probably gonna get nuked off the planet.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, I guess we could start with talking a little bit about who he is, just a brief summary.
Oh yeah, the Garbagemice podcast needs to enlighten the peoples on this obscure character, this unknown person, this very small gentleman from our stall podium of the Garbagemice. We need to let them know, Alex Jones is, especially the Trash Rats fans. No, those people probably don't know much about him.
Well, he's been around for longer than probably some of our listeners have been alive. Like he's been doing stuff since the early 2000s. He started off doing a radio show, and he was known for like his journalistic work back in the early 2000s, back in those days, and he was like one of the early adopters of the format of doing a show online instead of doing it over traditional cable television. And because no advertiser would ever platform him, he made his money off of selling private label stuff, like supplements, which private label, for anyone who doesn't know, is just you buy really generic things from a manufacturer and you advertise them and you put your own brand on them and you sell them. You don't actually make them yourself.
Can we do that? Like, can we do that?
Yeah, can we make Garbagemice testosterone pills?
Can we just like sell fucking Garbagemice like vitamins?
Yeah, Garbagemice vitamin A. We'll make sure to get them straight from India. You know, the highest quality Indian products for all of our viewers.
Yeah, no toxicity at all.
Yeah. India is very diverse, which is a very good thing.
It's,
so, you know,
it's diverse. It's full of people of one color.
I mean, that's diversity. So anyways,
Erica, have you ever been to India?
Nope.
As a white woman, would you go to India?
Yeah, why not?
Ah, cool. You probably don't know why not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Would you ever go to Syria?
Probably not.
That's just downright offensive at this point.
I'd go to Syria with artillery.
I'd go with him, yeah. But not just, like, by myself.
You know, I'd end up in a ditch somewhere.
It is actually a pretty safe it is safe if you know where to go. Just don't go in the middle of an abandoned building at 12 a.m. Just don't go to obviously fishy places. And don't fuck with anybody who has, like, tinted windows. And that's it. That's all you need to know.
I've gone to, like, abandoned buildings in the middle of the night here in California.
So have I.
It was a good time.
Who has it? Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably safer in Syria, because in Syria you might, like, run into a couple of insurgents. In, like, LA, you run into a bunch of crackheads, like a legion.
Yeah,
of
or
crackheads.
just at the
here,
very least, you're gonna step on a needle, you know?
You just run into the cops around here. Like, I almost got arrested when I was 19 for breaking into some of those buildings. But anyways.
That's fucking good. I hate how cops will only arrest people who are sane.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
we were
like
just
if you-
like a bunch of blokes that were just like wanting to explore some of the buildings in our city, and we almost got trespassing charges.
Teenagers adventuring on empty property? Now that's a threat to the president.
Yeah.
Almost
There's-
makes 1984 look real.
I don't know if I should be confessing to this on air, but there was one time when we did actually trespass on like military property, and we went into well, it was like abandoned military buildings, and we went into a building where there was a bunch of old computers, and someone that I know took a hard drive out of one of the computers. And
Okay, you should have stopped there. You should have stopped there.
These are computers that haven't like been in operation in like 40 or 50 years, so I don't think the hard drive even works, but he took it, and it's just like a souvenir that he has.
Souvenir, highly classified nuclear material about aliens or fucking whatever. Fucking reptoids. On that hard drive is literally every conspiracy that fucking Jonathan.
I bet I could just do like 20 solo episodes of this podcast with just the material on that hard drive.
It's probably just payroll.
Yeah, probably.
You've
The building
spoken
that
like
we were
a
in
true
was
Fed. Spoken like a true person who's just been so de-glamorized with the curiosity of what's in like military hard drives.
Well, most things that I find in abandoned buildings are ruined. So, I mean, you know, it's probably destroyed. But, I don't know, you can probably find some cool stuff on there.
You and a
maybe.
fucking, like, white woman just walk into abandoned buildings casually every once in a while.
Yeah, I live in a rural area. There wasn't always something to do.
Okay, rural area, fair. I thought, like, metropolis area.
Oh, fuck no, I don't live in a city.
Fuck the cities.
Never.
Anyway, Redsonte, where were we going? Where were you going with
We
this?
were talking about Alex Jones.
Alexander Jonathan, excuse me.
Oh yeah, Mr.
Alexander
Jonathan.
Redsonte had a little bit of a sore throat right there.
Yeah, I had a bit of a slip up there, a bit of a Freudian slip. That's my bad. We aren't talking about he who must not be named. Talking about our good friend of the show, Alexander Jonathan.
Yeah, I might get him on soon.
Yeah, we might have him on the show, if we get enough funding. But, yeah, I have been sitting through the footage of the trial. I sat through probably like 10 hours of footage, and it was so boring. I put it on 2x speed. And God, I hate the court system now even more than I did before I watched that trial. Because, like, the jury there are not being paid, or they're being paid like $10 a day. And everyone who's being paid by the hour, all the lawyers, the judge, everyone who's being paid by the hour is just taking their sweet time. Like, they're just going as slow as they can. And it's really stupid, but whatever.
It's part of the bureaucracy of the whole thing, too. Everything in the court system.
Yeah. Yeah, I got summoned for jury duty once, and luckily I didn't have to go. They never called me in. But I miserable.
I've never, and I doubt that I would ever be on a jury.
Just tell them you're like a communist or something.
You can just tell them that you're like racist, and they won't let you in.
Well, the problem is that I live in a small area, and I work at a popular food place. And so, chances are I know some people. And for a fact, the district attorney in our town, he comes into our job a lot. And so he has to ask, if he recognizes any of us from working there. Like, my one coworker got called for jury duty. And he had to ask her, if she was going to be biased against him because he comes in all the
time. Yeah. The last thing I'll say about that is if you tell the judge that you're an anarchist and that you don't believe in the law, I don't think they can let you serve. I think that's what my dad did to get out of jury duty a couple times.
That's good.
A couple times they kept contacting him?
Oh yeah, you get called. It's random.
Yeah, no, they really want you in there. But I mean, I don't even. I sat through so much footage and there was hardly anything noteworthy. It's the basics of the trial is that it's two parents of the two parents, Neil Heslin and Scarlett Lewis, who had a 12-year-old son who was killed in Sandy Hook. They're suing him for $150 million. That's the amount of damages they claim they have accrued because of Alex Jones saying that the shooting never happened. Heslin and Lewis.
Heslin,
Oh my god, Gator just joined Garbage Conversation. He knows. Oh no, he knows.
Hold on. Gator, shut the fuck up!
No, Gator, no. We don't want you here. Okay. Alright, I gotta start slamming these beers down. Give me a second.
I'm sorry, Erica. This must seem like very esoteric to you.
It's fine.
Right. So,
Here, fill the air while I slam alcohol.
Yeah, I'm filling the air. What's the deal with the Alex Jones trial?
Whoa! So he pretty much claimed that the shooting was fake. He had pretty weak evidence to say that it was fake, and he eventually admitted that he was wrong. But he did for several years say that the shooting was fake, and I know at the very least that his claim that the school is not a real school is wrong, because I know someone who lives in that area and he was at Sandy Hook the night before the shooting. So I know that school is actually a functional school because I know someone who's been there.
Like, there's a point where you turn from a conspiracy theorist to a fucking idiot. I think, like, sometimes It's brave to cross that threshold so often and still cross it.
There's a point in life where you stop being a Tim Pool and you start being a reactor.
Yeah. Actually, reactor, like most of what he says is based. I don't know what the guys are on.
Yeah, reactor's kind of based, but whatever. Let's do you guys have any thoughts at all about Alex Jones?
I think that if you're gonna openly claim that it's one thing to be like a school shooting is like kids' lives, and like it's not really like
so,
tact
it
of
could be
you
fake.
to, yeah,
it could be like 9/11. No,
like,
no, hear me out. 9/11, okay? Very, like, people lost their lives. Yeah, well, people lost their lives. You want to get down to the bottom of it. We want to put down every possibility of what could have happened and discuss it thoroughly until we come to a conclusion. Now, what happens when you start making these possibilities taboo to discuss? JFK assassination. That's very likely. There's a very likely possibility that you're also not allowed to discuss.
Yeah, and it's sad that the JFK assassination has, like, a lot of the evidence in that has mostly just been lost to time. Like, the people that were alive to see it are now dead.
Yeah, and everything's going to be deteriorated.
Yeah. And I kind of fear that...
It's not been lost to time, it's been fucking destroyed.
To me, there's like a difference between conspiracy theories like that, like about that kind of thing that's already happened, but like a bunch of dead kids is like something you're not really, like, you're really going to poke that bear. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
I mean, the United States fucking destroys, obliterates, and evaporates children in the Middle East 24/7.
Correct.
But when it comes to, like, children in America, that's when they'll fucking draw the line?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but they don't.
Like, I fully believe that the United States government would kill a bunch of kids to advance their own power or their own narrative. I don't think that's out of the question.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can look at it in the same way that you can view the Las Vegas shooting. It's like this guy who has no motive to do what he did.
To the investigation, nobody's investigating that shooting anymore. No news is coming out of that shooting.
Yeah, no, the guy, like it. I'm trying to remember. This is something that I looked into years ago, but like the guy that did it didn't have any motive. They claim that he lost like $200,000 gambling, and that's why he did it. But the guy owned like multiple properties. He owned his own house and a couple investment properties. The guy was wealthy, so losing $200,000, like, that sucks. But that's not the end of the world for someone who owns multiple homes in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And another thing, how did he get all the equipment up the, to his hotel room without nobody fucking seeing any of it?
I don't know. I've been to several Vegas hotels, and you can carry large suitcases up to your room and no one will question it. I don't see that as a strong piece of evidence.
It was like 200 kilograms of shit, man. It was so much ammunition.
It was like 50 rifles. Yeah, I take it back.
50 rifles, so much, and
and no one checked it.
No one checked the 200 kilograms of just pure metal and ammunition in this guy's suitcase. Nobody did.
I'm really sorry. I just drank 3 cans of beer. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna make it fast. I'll be back.
3 cans already?
So, Erica, you come here often?
Nope. I sure don't. This is my first time.
Cool. So, how is it so far on the Garbage?
It's alright. Everybody, you guys seem to talk about educated thing. I don't know a whole lot. Like, I have opinions on things, but not all my opinions are like there's always bias to things I believe because I'm not getting things from like sources that I think I can 100% trust. So like my opinions on shit are not. But I will try to admit when I'm wrong. And it's nice. I always like talking to you guys because you guys always have something interesting.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so what was I gonna say? Yeah, like JFK assassination's pretty much CIA, like
Yeah.
100%. A
Yeah.
president of the United States has been assassinated by the CIA. Pretty much, like, they covered it up so blatantly that it's unreal.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yep.
What makes you think that killing a bunch of children for the guys who killed the president would be too hard? Morals?
I just I think probably no matter how strict you're ever going to have security, there's always going to be a risk that it's not. So it's like sad and it's
All right.
hard
I'm back.
and everything, but
Yeah, Redsonte, I have decided, we have concluded, both me and Erica, that we are done with the Garbage Mice, and we're going to start our own podcast called The Rubbish Rodents.
Oh, okay. Well, that name's already taken. You're gonna have to go with the Dumpster Raccoons.
Okay, anyways, we were talking about Mr. Alexander Jonathan.
Alexander Jonathan. Oh, that man. Yeah, I find him interesting. Well, hold on. Let me make sure my cat doesn't stop the recording. Yeah, I think that he is a somewhat talented individual. I like that he can take conspiracy theories, which, you know, a lot of conspiracy theories are really boring. They're not interesting to look into. He can take something like, you know, chemicals in the water affecting your hormones, and he can make it mainstream. You know, like the clips about you know, the water turning the frogs gay. Those took something that people were trying to get out into the public for decades, which is the chemicals in the water, and he was able to make it popular, especially among young people, pretty easily. And I think that that's something that takes a lot of talent and a lot of charisma. So I can at least respect him for that.
I say it like I was talking to somebody that I know that's like older, like more of like a baby boomer generation, and they were talking about how back when they were growing up, like all this green energy and stuff like that was all like the only people who talked about that shit was like hippies. And he's like, and now it's like a main topic in my life, and I think that like is an interesting point. Like, like a long time ago, like chemicals in the water, you know, people would be freaking out, but now it's like just a memeable thing because Alex Jones said about turning the frogs gay.
Yeah, I guess that is a point
like,
against him, that he takes things that are
like,
serious and makes them unserious.
Yeah, it's like it's a very serious issue, and we've made a meme out of it. But it's like all these people know about it because it's like a meme, not because of the actual information about there being chemicals in it.
Well, and by the way, if you don't have a water filter, get one. You can get cheap ones. Like, get a water filter if you don't have one, because it is real, the stuff that they put in the water.
Yeah, for real.
I don't think that that's a point against him as much as it's a point against, like, us. Like, we see all this shit that's happening around the world 24/7, and we're thinking to ourselves, meh.
Yeah, I guess it is. That is something sad about just the general population, that people will only look into, you know, things like how safe their drinking water is when some guy who's really eccentric goes on a broadcast and makes it funny. You know, people won't pay attention to information that is somewhat esoteric or hard to digest. They'll only consume that information if it's presented to them in a funny way.
Yep.
There's chemicals in your waters that are literally altering the biochemistry of your brain. They are affecting your children. Nah, it's kind of funny, man. Funny man saying funny words. Gay.
Funny man, frog gay, frog gay, gay frog.
He said gay frog.
He said gay frog, dude. Everyone, hands clap for Alex Jones. He said gay frog, gay frog.
Elite
gay
pedophiles.
Give it up.
This guy, elite pedophiles, raping children.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you guys think that Alex Jones is playing a character? Like, what do you think about that? Do you think that he's
I don't know.
No.
Well, I have known a lot of people in my life who remind me of Alex Jones, like in the things that they believe and the things, like just their actions and stuff. So, like, I think it's possible that this is really how he is.
It's not possible. You look at his history, you look at how he's been acting for years, you realize, yeah, there's some stuff that he's a little, I don't know, not disingenuous about, but he plays up. but most of what he believes, he's 100% like behind it. This guy, like, is on the ground. Like just a few weeks ago, not a few weeks ago, a few months ago, he busted like a train full of, not a train, a bus full of children, undocumented children. He's like, what the fuck are you guys doing with all these children? Have you seen that shit? You guys want to see that video?
I feel like I saw a clip like that from a couple years ago.
Straight up stands in front of a moving truck to stop it that's full of children. Alex Jones children truck.
I feel like I saw something very similar to that from a couple weeks ago, or not a couple weeks.
I've never heard of it, but I'm interested to see what you have.
Yeah, I guess we can play that if you can find it pretty quickly.
Confronts minivan. Fuck your fucking trial, YouTube. I don't give a fuck. Actual footage, Mom takes.
Have you guys watched or listened to the Joe Rogan episode with Alex Jones? I think there were multiple, actually, now that I think about it.
I have not.
I have not either.
I did, like, years ago. I don't remember anything about it. Other than him talking about, and I don't know how true this is, or how believable it is, him talking about going into Bohemian Grove in the early 2000s and documenting what went on there.
Here it is. It's like a 5-minute video. We're just gonna watch, like, the first, I guess, 30 seconds. Everybody ready?
Bands.video.
Video.
Alright, you ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're about to run a human being over. Hey,
You got those children in there.
Oh, I feel like I've seen this.
Hey, we need the police.
Oh, yeah.
They got a bunch of kids.
They just have like a bunch of kids in the back. Alright, I think we can stop it there. We get the idea.
Yeah, Alex Jones is straight up like on the ground doing journalistic work. And people shit on him because he's like a little esoteric and a bit nuts.
Yeah, I mean, if it is to be believed that he actually did, infiltrate Bohemian Grove in 2001, that's really impressive. That's something that most people would never have the balls to do.
See,
But
that's
anyways.
the thing about people like Alex Jones. They've existed throughout history. Alex Jones is not the first of his kind, and you know what? Even though he's batshit insane, I think history will look favorably upon him.
I don't know. It depends on if he wins or not.
No, it doesn't.
Because history always frowns upon the losers.
I mean, do you know who are the biggest losers in the first, like, 200 years of their existence? Christians.
I guess so. Yeah.
So, there you go. It's.
But I mean, look at someone like Hitler, and I'm not here to defend the guy. I would never. But I think it's obvious that most people, a lot of Zoomers, a lot of young people think that Hitler is like the most evil guy that the world has ever seen. When that's definitely not true. But I think that they believe that because he lost, and so obviously the victors in the war are gonna paint the loser to be as bad as they possibly can.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I feel like you don't have to win the war, or you don't have to win the battles. You just have to win the ideological war. You just have to seem like the more consistent part, because he's not playing the same game Hitler was. He's not like the leader of a country. He's not waging military wars. He's not killing people. He's just out there reporting like on the news. He never killed anybody.
Yeah, you're talking about Alex Jones. Yeah, no, he as far as I know, he's never led a world war, as far as I know.
Yeah. I feel like look at people like Nikola Tesla, right? Fucked over in his time, now looked upon like a messiah, straight up.
Nikola Tesla was kind of based. I think one of my favorite quotes of all time is from Nikola Tesla when he said, God forgive me. I'm trying to remember.
That's a very profound quote.
I'm trying to remember.
That time Nikola Tesla strapped himself to an electric chair and went,
He said, I'm not frustrated that they steal my ideas. I'm frustrated that they have none of their own. It was something along those lines. And that's a favorite quote of mine because it's encouraged me to be original and stuff like that.
Because the trash rats have stolen our ideas and not come up with any of their own.
They haven't come up with any of their own. They haven't released an episode in months.
Yeah.
And if they do, it's going to be because of us. We're taking over.
Like we're actually. So Erica, do you want like a bit of a history about the garbage mice?
Yeah, we should
Sure.
briefly explain that.
Long ago in a distant land, there was another podcast called The Trash Rats. They sucked and treated their patrons like shit and never released any episode, even though they were making like $100 in Patreon money. So we just started up to basically tell them, hey, start making more episodes. And then they made fun of us. So what was the quote? First they ignore you, then they make fun of you, then they attack you, and then you win. We're at the they make fun of you stage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, that's how this podcast started, is we just met in the Trash Rats Discord. But,
Yeah, and in the
Yeah.
Trash Rats Discord, 3 people met. One of them, a child war survivor. The other one, a Marine. The third one, Redsonte. How's it going, man?
yeah, no, I'm somewhat more interesting than I portray myself to be online, but, I don't know. It's because I don't want to share too much about myself, but maybe more Redsonte lore will come out over time.
Just don't dox yourself, and that's it. Like, people know what my
Yeah.
job title is, what my face looks like. I
Yeah,
haven't been doxed.
I gotta say, I don't want to put it. I probably will never show my face online. Like that's
Which
the,
is fine,
that's where
because
I
your
draw
face
the
looks
limit.
ugly as shit, so
Hey.
I understand the sentiment.
Hey man, come on. Yeah, Artillery has
Fucking-
seen my face; he would know.
I'm fucking with y'all. I'm fucking with y'all. He looks like an even gayer. Your movie sucks.
I kind of look like a regular Californian. I gotta say, like,
Average Californian male. Just insert the most fucking gay person out there.
okay, I kind of just like roasted myself with that one, but oh well. Yeah. What are we even talking about?
Conspiracies. So, Erica, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Probably that Helen Keller was faking it.
Oh, so you're a fellow PKA fan.
That's a banger. Yeah, you're a PKA fan.
It's just what I like about it is not its probability to be true. That doesn't like interest me. The ridiculousness of the statement is hysterical to me. Just saying, she could fucking hear and see. She's making it up is just a lot.
No, that's not. That's not what the conspiracy theory is about. It's not that she could hear and see.
That she was like a 180 IQ galaxy brain genius while not being able to see or hear.
That's the conspiracy theory right there. It's that
Yeah.
her mentor was like, it's like, what's her name? It's like fucking Coco the gorilla. Coco the gorilla is like, oh no, climate change bad, climate change evil. How the fuck would a gorilla know what climate change is? How the
Yeah,
fuck
no.
would a gorilla process that information? The gorilla doesn't process that information, and neither does Helen Keller, not because she is black. I'm not racist, but because she could not hear and
That's my new favorite conspiracy theory.
Was Helen Keller black? What do you? Is that a real?
You're gonna have to
I was like-
convince me that isn't true now. You know, all the photos were just
Well-
edited.
Her dad was like a Civil War general or something, right?
That movie that I had to watch in second grade about Helen Keller, you know, they just whitewashed her in all the scenes. She was actually black the whole time.
She was black. I mean, her entire photos are in black and white. You never know.
Yeah, you would never know. Oh well.
Yeah.
You know, what can you know? Do we ever know anything? Like, really?
Anyways, Helen Keller, part of the conspiracy is that after her mentor died, she stopped being an active Marxist and became like a shut-in who didn't write or read like
Just like a
anything afterwards.
retard. Like she actually
She
was.
didn't do anything ever because she would not be able to have a proper education with her like disability.
So what you're telling me is, it's not so much that she wasn't blind or deaf; it's that her mentor was making that shit up the whole time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
All
that's
right.
the conspiracy.
Yeah.
That's why they say Helen Keller was faking it. Because Helen Keller was not faking it. Her mentor was faking it.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man, did you guys go to college?
Because Helen Keller, here's another thing.
Yeah, I
Helen
did go
Keller
to
had like
college.
eight fucking tutors before because her parents were super rich, and each
Yeah,
one of
they
her
were.
tutors
They were well off.
was like, yeah, she's not gonna be able to learn or read much, Second guy comes in, yeah, she's not gonna be able to read or learn much. Third tutor, yeah, she's not gonna be able. Fourth one, fifth one. Then the magical miracle worker came, and she's like, she's not only 180 IQ, but she's a communist socialist like I am. How unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I feel like everyone's heard about this before. I was gonna ask, Artillery, did you go to college? I'm assuming, like, is there even college in Syria? Like,
Motherfucker,
you're gonna have to help me out here.
Syrian University that was across the street from my home was like top 500 universities of the world before the war.
Really?
Damascus University was like top 200.
And those are both in Syria?
I'm across the street from my fucking house.
I know that one was across the street. Okay, the other one.
Other one's in Damascus. Do you know where Damascus is? You read the fucking Bible and you don't know where Damascus is?
I don't know where Damascus is, dude.
Bro, it's like
I'm a filthy American. You're gonna have to have grace on my
500
soul.
times in the Bible, it's mentioned more than Jerusalem and Babylon. Because it existed before both of them.
I'm gonna crack open another boomer drink here. Alright, tell me about Syrian college. What goes on there?
Yeah, what do you learn?
You don't learn how to fuck. You don't learn how to take drugs. You actually learn your education. You actually study in there, which I know is a foreign concept to Americans.
It really is.
That sounds pretty fucking lame.
It sounds
You're not doing drugs in college?
Yeah, we don't do drugs in college. Unlike you do drugs on a fucking bus.
I mean, I only went to a community college for like 1 or 2 years before I dropped out.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
You dropped out?
I dropped out of college, yeah.
Fucking go back, you retard. Get a degree.
Do you have any debt?
I have no debt. I paid less than $1,000 for
Go
a year
to
of
trade
school.
school and get like a good fucking job. Don't goddamn go to college.
I don't know if trade school is for everyone. I don't know if it's
isn't,
for me, because...
But you at least...
Look, listen to me, okay?
You at least learn a skill that you can now do yourself.
Any college or university degree you get will instantly fucking skyrocket you on every job you apply to.
Yeah.
Like that's it. And you don't even have to go to university. You just apply to university. You just go to college. You finish like however many years, and then on your last year you apply to universities. And that's it. And you don't even have to pay for the whole year, and you still get like a fucking UBC degree or whatever. By the way, I'm going to UBC. Don't tell anybody that.
Oh, really?
Hey, Garbagemice. Hey, Garbagemice. Don't tell anybody I'm going to UBC.
Well, that's pretty cool. I wish you luck with that. But
yeah, good way to go.
To the college that you're definitely not going to, you know. But
not going to what? Sorry. Speak up louder. I can't fucking hear you. We're going to what?
Yeah, you're not going to college. You're not.
What do you mean I'm not fucking going to college?
You lazy bum. You're not going to college. I know you're not.
Redsonte, you live like 5 minutes south of where I live. I have your address. We agreed to meet up. Just make sure you wear fucking Kevlar.
Alright, I'll do it.
You better wear Kevlar. But beware, because my aim is fucking true. I got a shot on your head. No, I'm actually going to college. I'm a pretty smart guy.
Yeah,
you are a pretty smart guy.
I don't know if it... Like, seriously, like... Here's the thing, right? I wouldn't say that if I wasn't still quick-witted while I was high as shit. One time, me and my girlfriend were talking. My girlfriend is still in Syria. I already mentioned this. But we were talking about, like, war and PTSD or whatever, and I was super high and, like, being very emotional. And she's like... I'm like, all this stuff we went through is not normal. And she's like, but I don't really mind it. And I'm like, enjoy only having the T part in PTSD. All high as shit. And that's the funniest thing I ever said.
That is
Hunks. Why the fuck is Hunks here? Oh no, I
What'd
pushed.
you say?
Hunks is a Discord friend. Whatever. Nobody listening will give a shit.
Okay, yeah, whatever. I was gonna say, I went to community college for like 1 year and I dropped out, but God, the most memorable thing. What are you saying?
If I have one piece of advice to tell you in life, go back to the college and finish your degree, however useless it may be. Because whatever job you get. What degree? What do you mean, what degree?
I don't know what degree to get.
Get any degree. If you don't know what degree to get like a fucking, like liberal arts degree. And even though No, seriously. No, I'm not fucking joking here.
That's just the standard Californian degree.
No, because listen to me, okay? Listen to me. Liberal arts or philosophy or political science or whatever, any of those bullshit
I was
going to
talk about my philosophy teacher, but finish up.
Oh,
what were you
shit.
saying?
Yeah, any of those bullshit degrees that you get, still actually very fucking useful. It will still put you above anybody who doesn't have a degree in that field.
Yeah, I know that.
Or not in that field.
I probably should just set aside 2 years of my life to get an associate's. The problem is I'd have to make up a couple of failed courses, so it would probably take like 3 years. But anyways,
Just study a little bit, man. Like, it's not that hard.
I'll be honest. So I have a degree. I went to college. I failed some classes. All you do is retake them. You'll be fine. Don't let that stand in your way. It's okay. Especially with community college, because it's free.
Yeah, community college is dirt cheap. It's a couple $100s a semester, but
yeah, which is much better than thousands of dollars you pay.
Yeah, I know several people that are paying $15,000 a semester to go to college. It's like
I was very lucky. I lived with my parents, and it like cut my cost in.
Honestly, to some extent, I'm glad that I didn't get to go to college until now, because when I first arrived in Canada while I was 19, I was very immature, you know. Which is to be expected
as
from a
everyone is when they're 19.
Who just left his family's home, by the way, to the other side of the fucking northern hemisphere. But now that I'm a little older, I'm 22, and I feel like I lost too much time. I don't feel like old yet, but I feel like all my friends now are about to graduate, and I haven't even started yet. I feel like bad.
Dude, it's just a couple of years.
Also, it's your own journey. It's not their journey.
It's not their journey, but here's the part you're missing out on. I'm the fucking role model here. Like, I'm the fucking guy. I'm the guy who made it outside of Syria, who made it outside of that shithole into Canada, and I spent 2 years being a dishwasher and 1 year being a manager / bartender in a fucking restaurant.
Okay.
I used to work in a computer. I used to be a computer technician working at Tishrin University when I was 17.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to make it happen in your life. You gotta, even if you have to take some humiliating job, it's whatever you have to do.
Ironically, all I had to do was like, I'm not kidding here. This is not even a joke. Once I became Christian, my life just became better.
Yeah.
Just better.
I gotta agree with that one.
If God can lead you to it, He can lead you through it.
Not if God can lead you through it. God can lead you through it, and will. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I'm in a weird position right now where, for anyone who doesn't know, I know, Erica, you don't know, I trade cryptocurrency, and that's how I make all my money.
So, no, not more crypto talk. Oh, no.
No, I'm just bringing that up to say that, like, I'm in a weird position, and I was talking to several people about this week, because I don't really know what to do. Anything that I do that isn't working, that isn't trading, is going to cost me a lot of money, because I make a decent amount of money when I work. So, like, if I were to take 2 years off of full-time working to get a college degree, it would cost me tens of thousands of dollars. If I were to get a real job, it would cost me a lot of money. And so I'm just, oh man, I don't mean to turn this into a therapy session, but I'm in a weird spot in my life right now.
It's better, okay. Look, it's better, first of all, most importantly, ask God. Have you done that?
Honestly, I've not yet, which I probably should.
Yeah, also, like, you don't have to go back to college full time. You could probably just do part time, take a couple classes, see how it goes, see if it's something that you really do want to. It's like you can see if you want to invest your time into that.
So even like 5 minutes away from his computer screen will be like losing him lots of money, which is why he's such a skinny fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
I keep shitting on you, Redsonte. I'm sorry.
Keep doing it. It's what the fans want. I'm the punching bag of the podcast. Everyone fucking hates me, dude. Keep doing it.
Yeah. Anyway, another thing you should do is, let's be real. Crypto is fucking dying.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I'm not gonna have this conversation. But keep going. Keep going.
crypto is actually unironically dying. So best thing you can do right now is just cut the band-aid off, make out with the money you made already, and like that's it.
I don't know, because
I hate to agree with them, but
I don't. The thing about my my line of work is that I can make money even in a sideways market. Like it doesn't matter whether crypto is dead or not. I'm still gonna make money off of it because I can just long and short the daily bounces.
Still, man, like it's not safe. It's not safe to put your money in that. And that's my point.
Oh, I know it's not. Oh, sorry.
man, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Like to me, excuse me,
ahead.
it's like too much of a it's too volatile for me. Like to me, it doesn't seem secure enough to put my money into it. But that's also because I grew up relatively poor, so I'm careful about what I do with the money that I earn.
Yeah, I'm more careful with money now because this is a PSA to everyone who uses Coinbase. Don't use Coinbase because I had an incident earlier this year, and I think I've mentioned this briefly in passing on the podcast before, but I had a Coinbase account with should I say the amount? It was roughly $50,000 or $60,000 in it, and they closed my account and took all my money. So that was a big financial loss that I've been dealing with this year. But anyways,
Dang.
don't trust.
Why are you still in crypto after that?
Don't trust crypto exchanges because it's the only way that I can make money. It's either I work minimum wage or I make decent money trading crypto. Because I had money offline that I can still trade with. I make way more money doing this than I would be able to anything else.
I don't know, man. I just wish you the best of luck because this is like nerve-wracking the way you describe it to me.
Yeah,
It
it's just
is.
honestly
It's-
too much for me to even think about.
This past year of my life, because I quit my job to do this full time, and it's been the most stressful year of my life. I've made more money than I ever thought I would ever make, but it's been the most stressful year of my life. So I don't know what to do.
I went to college. I graduated with a business degree. My finance professor told us about his brothers, and they'd all gotten into finance, whereas he got into teaching. They were more interested in stocks and things. And he says they all wish that they did what I did because the stress of the stock market was not good for them.
Man, they can't handle the stress of the stock market. Dude, crypto would break them in half.
Exactly. And it's like, that's what whenever anybody talks about that, I'm like, wow, I couldn't, that sounds just horrible to deal with.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is a difficult job. I work not long hours, but pretty much what I do is I'm working pretty much all day every day, but not all of it is actually working. You know, it's like I'll do like 5 or 10 minutes of work, and then I'm gonna watch a YouTube video or watch a stream or play video games, and then I'll come back in an hour and check on it. But so it's like it's almost as if I never get a break.
Gone. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost
It's
as if I
something that
never
you
get a
always
break.
have to check on and worry about, and it takes up a lot of your time because you have to. There's a lot of even when you're not checking it, you're probably thinking about it.
Yeah, and I wake up in the middle of the night several times every night to check on crypto, and it's a lot of stress.
I get nightmares about crypto and I wake up screaming.
I have gotten nightmares about losing my portfolio.
Nightmares about crypto. I'm falling asleep and I have nightmares about fucking trucks hitting me in the middle of a war zone, and then I wake up, cold shivers. Meanwhile, Redsonte is sleeping, very sound and clear. Suddenly, he sees a red line in his dream, wakes up screaming. He just sees red, and it's like, no, my shit, my poo poo coin.
No. My Fed coin is gone. No.
Here I am collecting ancient Roman relics. Ancient Roman coins from the ground. I'm like, this is Emperor Hadrian. This is Licinius. And Redsonte is like, this is Fart Doji Fart Shiba coin. And it's worth
It just went down to
50 cents.
0. There goes my life savings.
There goes my $10,000. It was another rug. By the way, is it just me or are rug scams really fucking obvious?
Yeah, no, they're really common and they're really obvious. If you get rug pulled, you're kind of a bum. You're kind of a dumbass.
Yeah. Also, did you see like the latest? I wonder how Bored Ape Yacht Club is doing right now, because I just saw a video like quote unquote exposing Bored Ape for being like made by 4chan trolls with a lot of Nazi
I
symbols.
mean, I'd believe it.
Yeah, but I wonder how it's doing right now.
The Bored Ape Yacht Club is an actual club of people. Like that's the point of the NFT. That's why they're so valuable. Is that they are an actual club that meets, and I don't know what they discuss there. They might be the KKK. They might be an agent of the government. Who knows?
Yeah. So just to reiterate, you're not into NFTs, right?
I've never owned an NFT, and I'm never going to.
Why would you?
Why wouldn't you? I think that shit is fucking. Okay, fine. NFTs are gay.
I know a couple people that are investing into NFTs that have made a decent amount of money off of it. It's just not for me. It's not something I would ever consider. Oh, man.
Have you thought ever investing into, I don't know, physical goods?
What do you mean, like precious metals?
Precious
mean?
metals, art, fucking, like, collectible coins?
Art, I would not. Precious metals, I'm not going to talk about that. But
Let me guess, you have, like, some you have some plutonium.
yeah, I've got uranium in my basement.
That explains the few little third eye I see opening on the middle of your skull.
Yeah, if I ever have a bad performance on the Garbagemice, I'm just going to blame it on the radiation poisoning. But,
So, Erica, do you do any of that shit?
Like what?
Crypto?
Oh,
Not crypto.
no. I'm not smart enough for that shit. Are you kidding me?
Smart? Okay, you're way overestimating Redsonte. Bro,
It
I'm
also
just
comes back to
now
this
starting to get the
interesting
picture of
event.
Redsonte like trading crypto while he
It
gets
just-
a Discord notification. Add everyone in the Trash Rat server. Hey, who wants to make a podcast? And here we are.
I'm like, yeah, I just like stop all of my trades, all of my limits. Like, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm sufficiently sloshed right now, if you couldn't tell.
How many beers have you had?
I've had 5. I hit the 5
More,
mark.
Damn.
more.
You want me to go get one more? If we commit to
Nah.
going to an hour 20, if we go another
Dog,
25
it's
minutes,
Sunday.
Do it.
all right, I'm gonna run and get another one. I'll be back.
Just imagine if he trips.
Don't
We just
wish
hear
that
him-
upon him.
we just hear him break a glass.
Yeah, though he's drinking like a decent beer. Rolling Rock is like, there are some beers that are just ass, but it's okay. Decent.
Is it like 13% alcohol?
No, it just kind of tastes like water.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really a huge beer person. I like
Neither am
roll.
I.
It's too bloated, which I don't like.
Okay, is Redsonte back?
You know. This is not fucking PBR.
PPR? What's PPR?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh yeah, wait, when he
I'm back,
comes
guys.
back. Fuck, I was gonna troll you. Could you go back for 5 minutes?
All right,
just-
yeah, I'll take off my headphones for like 20 seconds.
All right. Yeah, when he comes back, just pretend I'm dead. Or like I've gone to take a shower, like the police have come arrested me.
Why would I do that?
Just do it to make the podcast funny. Quick, before he comes back.
All right, hey guys, I'm back. What happened while I was gone?
Oh, Hillary's been arrested.
What? No way.
Yeah, for sure, for real.
Was it the methamphetamine that he's been
Yeah,
hiding?
like listen, like the feds are breaking in. Like he's done for. It's all live on the podcast.
He just pops open another beer while I'm being deported back to Syria.
Yeah.
Glad to know you'll
I'll
be
see
there.
you in
he's getting
Syria,
deported.
buddy. I'll see you there.
Bye, buddy.
Fuck. Hey, when are you gonna come to Canada, you fucking cuck?
I'll have to think about that one. I don't know.
Just come next Sunday. Like,
I get kind of nervous about traveling, but maybe I'll do it.
Why?
What makes you nervous?
I don't know. It's just something.
You just making that shit up because you don't want to go?
Just don't bring your crypto wallet.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my Bitcoin on the plane with me. It's gonna be like
bring that
just like a bag of Chuck E. Cheese tokens in my suitcase. I'm gonna bring it with me.
Right. You heard of the fucking people who bought physical bitcoins made of copper?
Yeah, dude, some guy sold like a bag of like real life bitcoins and he got arrested for it.
Why?
I don't know. It's some like stupid case.
Probably because currency laws or something. Who fucking knows?
Did you guys ever get in a fight in school?
Like a physical fight?
Yeah, or a mental fight.
Yeah.
Did you ever get in a mental battle?
Well, both. Well, that's all the time. I'm a girl. Girls are just psychological.
Yeah, they just hate each other. Girls are the biggest
For real.
misogynists.
For real. I think back to like some of the fights I used to have when I was like a tween, and I was like, this is the most awful shit for us to be doing to each other.
Oh yeah. Man, I got into one fight in school. And it was when I was in the 7th grade or the 8th grade, one of those. And I didn't play football for the school team, but I just played at like lunch and recess. And so I was playing football with a couple of my friends, and this one, like, he was like a really short Jewish kid. He was like a foot shorter than me. I made like a
Tell us
misplay.
about your hate crime.
Tell us about your hate crime, more. The ADL just tuned in. But no,
you said Jewish kid, and he popped back into this conversation.
But no,
it's in my blood.
I made like a misplay in football, and this Jewish kid with his high-pitched voice came marching up to me, and he wanted to fist fight me over something in football. So he was wearing a hoodie, so I grabbed this kid by the hoodie. He was trying to swing at me, and I didn't want him to hit me. So I just grabbed him, and I just started spinning around in circles. I was just like spinning with this kid because he was so lightweight that his feet just lifted off the ground. I just started spinning with him. And then I just let go, and he went flying like a couple feet. And I had to go to the principal's office over it. It was pretty bad. Why'd you throw this Jewish kid like several feet across the lawn?
So several feet. Oh my god. How does this happen?
I don't even know, dude. And for the rest of the school year, he was just known as Jewish Kid. Whenever me and my friends talked about him, we just referred to him as Jewish Kid.
I've been into like 3 fights in my life.
What happened?
First one, I broke my hand on top of the guy's skull because I was punching his skull so hard, and then my hand, like the joints of my 2 fingers on the far right of my hand, like my pinky and the guy next to it, just moved back like an inch in my hand, and it was very hard to move them, and I was very much in pain. But I just got into my dad's car and drove home. Took an hour-long private tutoring French lesson. When my teacher was like, "Yeah, his hand is very weird." My mom comes in. My mom's a doctor. She's like, "What the fuck happened to your hand?" I'm like, "I got into a fight." She's like, "It's broken." I'm like, "It doesn't hurt that bad." Takes us to the hospital. This is Syrian healthcare, by the way.
Syrian healthcare. They just look at it
Perfect.
with a magnifying glass. They're like, "Hey, you're good to go, buddy. You didn't get hit by a mortar. You're fine. Go back to school
It's
tomorrow."
still attached to your body.
Let me tell you something. The Syrian healthcare. So they were training a doctor, like he was in his preparatory year. He was like interning. I don't know what the fuck's
So
called
they
for
just
doctors.
had like
You know what-
the new hire doctor just look at you.
It's not a new hire. He's still doing his degree,
Oh,
but
he's not even certified.
wait. No, the certified doctor was healing me. The guy was just watching, right? Like he's doing his internship. What the fuck is it called? Like when you're living in the hospital, that's what it is. Residency. He's doing his residency.
Residency.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing his residency, and the doctor is showing him. Okay, here we have a kid with a broken arm. Okay, and he sits me down on the table. He's like, my mom was like, "Do you want to put your do you want to bite down on my hand?" And remember, I'm like 11 at the time. I'm like, "No, I'll bite down on my own hand." Apparently, it's gonna be painful, right? They're just gonna put my bones back in place. And he sits him down. He has my arm right next to me. He's like, "Okay, so Ali, look here. Listen, right?" Grabs my hand. The most important part here is not to have any sympathy for the. It's not to have sympathy for the patient. And I hear those words, and I'm like, "This is gonna hurt a lot, isn't it?" And then all my broken fucking joints, he starts slamming them back in place. He just starts punching it back in place. And I'm biting down my hand. I'm like...
Oh man.
And then it's back in place. They put like a thing around it. And I have my arm out of commission for a month. So in middle school, people thought I was weak. So I got picked on a fair bit by a couple of idiots. But I was so autistic that I just didn't even notice. I was just like, "What do you mean, guys?" Like I said this before. Every time they try to pick on me, every time they try to start shit and talk shit about me, I'm like, "Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I don't have Down syndrome. Like I'm a normal guy. You don't know what a guy with Down syndrome looks like? Are you guys fucking stupid?" That's how it went. Eventually, one day, after a while of that, some other kid, it's something in Syrian schools. This is normal. Some kid slaps the back of my neck, and he then turns around, and then I slap the back of his neck too, and then he slaps me in the face.
What is this exchange? Why did this happen? Is this just normal in the Syrian schools? You just slap the shit out of each other?
Almost.
just beating each
it's
other
supposed
up.
to be friendly. Now that I think about it, I think that he was framed by the guy sitting behind me, and I hit him back, and they were not expecting that.
So
He slaps me because I slaps him, and so the students come. He's very light, right? They pick him up and they push him back to the back of the class. I'm on the front of the class. I'm on the second seat in the class, and I get up. Students start trying to, hold me back, but I'm seeing red, and I just fucking barrel through these students. So at first, it's students holding me back, 2 students holding back. He's at the back of the class. And then it's 4 students holding me back. Then it's 6 students piled on top of me, trying to hold me back.
Well, were you
while
on
just
steroids
fucking-
at the time? They needed 6 people?
They couldn't even hold me down. And then I'm there to just beat the shit out of them.
Artillery
And then I hear
exposed for
him-
taking
and then-
roids as an 11-year-old.
And then I hear him like scream. No, I was like 14 at the time, something like that. And then I hear him scream, "I'm calm, calm him down." And I was like a meter away from him, and I look, and I notice there's 6 people piled on top of me, and I just start hysterically laughing.
So let me get this straight. You were 14 years old, and all of those steroids that you took, the Syrian steroids, they just made you strong enough to barrel through 6 people. I'm gonna need some
Pretty much.
Syrian steroids. You're gonna need to go back to home country
Yeah.
and send me some of those.
The next time you go,
Sorry, dude.
I need you to get me some of them vitamins or whatever.
Yeah, because I've been training in the gym for the past 2 months trying to get ripped.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit of a spooky, scary skeleton right now. I'm not very strong.
Last guy I fought with, I knocked him out in a single punch, and I got arrested for it.
Damn, girl.
And Syria has police.
Yeah, apparently, but all charges were dropped. They were like teenagers fucking around at the time. Nobody gave a shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I still had to face a lot of problems with it in Canada, because I made the mistake of actually showing them. Like, my police record says I've not been like doing anything. It's a long story. Fuck this shit. So did I get in any more fights? One thing I do remember a lot is people would try punching me or like hurting me, and I just wouldn't feel hurt or threatened.
It's the Chad.
And that was weird. No, seriously. One time, I said something stupid. Okay, I'm gonna admit this. I said something stupid to one of my friends about his father. Not gonna say what it was. It's not as bad as I make it out to be, but it's still pretty stupid. I want to keep it ambiguous because I'm autistic as fuck. And then he grabs my head and slams it on the desk 3 times. And people are like, "Oh shit, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. What do you guys mean?" Because apparently he made a very loud noise when he slammed my head, but I don't give a fuck.
Oh man.
There you go. Yeah, I was a bit of a how do you call it? A tank character, like the heavy from Team Fortress 2.
You were a tank in school, in the Syrian school.
They can just hit you.
One time. Oh shit! Let me tell this story. It's not a fight, but it's stupid. So let me see if I can get a photo of this. Can you guys wait for a second?
Yeah, sure. And this is going surprisingly well for a drinking episode for me, because I'm usually not a good drunk. I'm usually rather belligerent. Like,
yeah, I can get drunk. I've been sipping rather than like chugging.
Yeah, like last time I got drunk was maybe 1 or 2 months ago, and I went off on this guy in our Discord that was a guest on the show.
Uh-oh.
And like everyone's heard about that before. The people who have listened to this show for a while have heard about that. I basically just started yelling in the general chat at him while drunk. But the other thing that happened that night when I got drunk was there's this guy at the party I was at, and I just started calling his girlfriend a whore. Like I was like on the couch. I obviously wasn't able to like walk or stand up. I was too drunk to do any of that. So I was just like pointing at this guy's girlfriend and just calling her a whore from the couch.
Damn.
And I was like, hey, you faggot, get control of your whore. Because she was.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
And
Anyways,
I'm pretty ashamed of that because I know that I get belligerent when I'm drunk. So
it'd be happening. You were drunk.
Yeah.
So hold on. Let me try to get a photo here. So you see basically my high school was neighboring elementary school, and the way Syrian school worked is that sometimes like. They would have morning class all the time. We would have morning class, then afternoon class. Morning class, then afternoon class. And so you could escape the school. You could escape the mandatory school just by jumping over the wall. And I decided to jump up this wall. Now, this wall, if you can't see, is about 10 to 12 feet tall.
Where'd you send it?
Do you see it?
In garbage bin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
So this is you jump from the high school to the elementary school, and the doors are open in the elementary school when the students aren't there. So you just leave. So I decided to just show off like a piece of shit I am, to just jump off of that wall, and it's 12 feet.
12 feet.
It's 12 feet tall. So I jump off, like I lower myself with my hands. So basically the distance between me and the ground is 6 feet, and I drop.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, this is taking longer than I'm expecting.
And you break every bone in your body when you land.
No, I try to brace myself, and then I start rubbing against the wall, and then when I fall, I hit my head on the wall, I fall down. I don't get a concussion, thankfully, but I split my eye.
Wait, you
like
what?
Not my eye, I split like my eye, what are they called? The lashes?
The socket?
Not the socket. No, not the bones, but the skin.
Oh. Okay, I know what you
split the
mean.
skin next to my eye. And I walk back to home, and Mom's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, here it is. She's like, what the fuck? What have you been up to again? And so again, I go to the Syrian hospital, and they're like, the most important part here is... No, they don't say that again. But they do patch me up, and, I have functional eyes now.
Oh. Well, that's good. I mean, you don't really
Like
need...
you tore your cornea?
No, nothing happened in my eye. It just happened, like...
The skin around it got...
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really need functional eyes to do a podcast, so I don't really care.
Well, if you believe that fucking line, whore Helen Keller, you can do a lot of shit without.
Yeah, I mean, apparently your IQ actually just goes through the roof. So maybe it was a bad thing that you can still see.
Maybe you should have had your eye fucked up.
Yeah, come on, artillery, come on.
Yeah, way to go.
Take one for the team, you say.
Fucking loser.
Maybe I'll go blind and deaf right now for this podcast. It'll happen.
Man.
What?
I've got a pocket knife right here. I can make it happen. I can go blind right now.
He's a little too drunk.
Yeah, buddy, maybe put the knife down. That's not a good drink. That's not a drinking friend.
I have a knife right now.
Everyone's my
I'm
friend.
holding a knife right the fuck now.
You know what? Do something with it. I dare you.
I'm opening and closing it.
No, okay.
It's ceremonial.
I guess that's enough.
Yeah.
Oh man, what else is there to talk about?
Joe Biden. Hunter Biden.
You guys know that Joe Biden isn't real? There's like screenshots from different like Joe Biden speeches, like different videos that he's appeared on, where he looks completely different in different speeches. And so people think that he's no longer alive, and that the Joe Biden that we see is just a deep fake.
Bullshit. Show me that shit.
The Joe Biden.
Alright, I have it saved somewhere. Man, you really gotta...
Hey, why not?
You gotta have mercy on my soul right now. I'm not in the right state of mind to be debunking Joe Biden.
Debunking Joe Biden.
You really gotta have mercy on my soul right now. I know where it is. Let me find it. Anyways.
Bro, imagine if Joe Biden wasn't real.
I don't think he is. I don't think he's real. Alright.
Is any of this real?
Oh, I have to take a screenshot of it. Hold on, it's coming. It's a-coming. Shout out to everyone still listening right now. Alright,
hey Gator, how's it going?
Hey Gator, what's up? Hope you're having a good day at work. Alright, here. It's in the Garbagemice. Look at that. He looks completely different in both of those pictures.
The second one looks
the
like
camera
a fucking...
quality is different.
Like he looks like he has anime eyes in the first one.
It looks like the second one looks like a fucking face mask.
Yeah, like it looks like he's being deep faked. Like it looks like a fake Joe Biden.
I think he's just older in the second.
I don't know. It's a bit of a theory.
What the fuck are you on, man?
A conspiracy theory, even.
A gay theory.
It's a game theory,
Thanks
dude.
for watching. It's a gay theory. Anyway, where were we? Joe
Oh
Biden,
man, I'm
like,
losing it, dude.
Yeah, that's why I'm keeping the show going, just so I can hear you devolve into more madness.
Eventually,
5
I'm
minutes
just gonna
ago, we were
become
talking-
Alex
we were
Jones.
Alexander Jonathan, man.
Yeah, he'll be on the podcast.
Globalist.
Globalist.
They're demons, I tell ya. Demons, actual real life demons, not ironically, no, for real, actually.
Oh man, I'm losing it, dude. Because I slept through the last episode. The last episode was a drinking episode, and I slept through it. So now I have to drink this week to make up for it. Oh man.
You gotta drink more.
I'm not gonna have more. I've already had like.
Just have like one shot of whiskey. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna throw up.
Do it.
I'm gonna throw up, dude.
Yeah, Erica, have you been drinking?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, what have you been sipping on?
Barefoot Moscato.
Not too
It's
bad.
like $8.
Has either of you gone to Sunday Mass today?
Mass? No, but I did go
no.
to church. I did go to church today.
I didn't do either of those things.
Why not?
I don't go to Mass because I go to a Presbyterian church.
Why do you do that? Why do you do that?
Because it's
Why
a
would you do
really
any of
good
that?
church that I really like. That's why.
What do they believe in anyway? Presbyterians. Let me guess. They believe that the Pope is the Antichrist. That
No, that's the
Eucharist is
evangelicals.
metaphorical.
I have no idea. It's just. Man,
It's just the vibe of the church, dude.
This is too much to
It's just
ask
the
of me right now.
vibe.
It's really too much to
Most
ask.
of the Christians that think that the Pope is the Antichrist are
Bitch.
independent.
I think the Pope is a
It's not
scam
usually-
artist, dude.
Bro, the Pope is not even... Have you ever heard of that one Pope that was that even said he did not believe in Jesus Christ?
No.
He said it. He said it like 3 times, dude.
Ew.
Peter.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so there you go. Popes are a bit of a, have a bit of a history of being a little bit,
Kooky.
unfaithful, kooky, yeah, crazy, wacky.
Dude, I'm honestly having a hard time keeping myself awake.
Yeah, I've hit the point of me drinking that I just am bugging my cat.
Okay, do you guys want to hear like Bible story hour?
Let's hear a Bible story before we cap this one off.
Let's hear it, Tom the Tomato. You better get it, VeggieTales.
All right,
Yeah, let's
so there were 2. So did I ever tell the story of Abraham on air?
I don't think so.
So Abraham was a bit of a guy, a Semite, not a Jew, by the way, not a Judean. Judeans would come later. Anyway, Abraham, bit of a famous guy. He was a trader / a nomad, and then one day God came to him and he's like, "Hey Abraham," he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm gonna make your people like a lot of people. I'm gonna bless the whole world through you. I'm gonna make you so great. You just have to enter into a personal covenant with me." And Abraham was like, "Wow, that sounds really awesome, God." And then he this guy just brings like 2 birds, 2 sheeps, and the custom back then in the old Mesopotamia was you just hold the 2 sheeps. You split the sheep in half, you split the birds in half, and then you meet halfway between them, and you're like, if I break my half of the covenant, may I be like these sheep and these birds. That was the covenant. But after Abraham was done preparing the covenant, he fell into a deep sleep on his side, and God walked to him in his sleep. He walked the whole way, and he's like, I make a covenant with you. And then he left. Now, what does that symbolize, ladies and gentlemen?
I don't know.
It symbolizes that God did not expect Abraham to be true to the covenant, which, by the way, he wasn't. And God said that he would be true, however, that he knew asking Abraham to be true would be too much for him as a human. But, it is what it is. So, God promised Abraham all these things, and he sent him on his merry way, and he told him, hey, you're going to have children with your wife Sarah. Now, Sarah was like 40 at the time. And he's like, wow, that is so cool. They go to they go to the first kingdom, and the king is like, "Okay, who are you?" And he's like, "I am Abraham, and this is my sister, Disa. She is my sister." He's like, "Cool, can I marry her?" Abraham was like, "Sure thing, sir." And so he gives Abraham like a lot of sheep and a lot of money to marry his sister, quote unquote. But then God gets really angry, so he sends a plague on the house of the king. The whole house gets it. King calls back Abraham. "What have you done to us, Abraham?" This isn't your sister, is it?" He's like, "No, that's my wife." And so he's like, "Your God has cursed us, Abraham. Get the fuck out of here with your wife." So Abraham leaves. Goes to the second kingdom. I think it was Egypt. And no, it wasn't Egypt. It was somewhere like in the middle. I don't remember. I'll have to reread Genesis. He tells Abraham, "Who are you, Abraham?" And he's like, "I am Abraham, and this is my dear sister." And he's like, "Cool, can I marry her?" Abraham is like, "Yes, sirree." And he gives him a lot of sheep and a lot of money to be able to marry Abraham's sister. But the first night, he's a bit suspicious. So he refuses to sleep with her on the first night, and then goes to sleep by his own. And guess who shows up in his dream?
Who would have
God.
known?
God does. God shows up in his dream, and he's like, "Listen here, you son of a bitch. For what you have done to my servant Abraham and his beloved wife, I'm gonna castrate you, your entire house. I'm gonna send so many plagues. I'm gonna destroy your entire fucking heritage for defiling Abraham's wife." He's like, "God, please, sir, I did not know. Seriously, I did not know that. I did not know that she was his wife." And, to be honest with you, I haven't done anything with her, God. I seriously haven't. I'm not even sleeping in the same bed with her. And God was like, "Yeah, I know that. This is what I'm going to do if you do sleep with her. So don't." So the king calls back Abraham, and he's like, "You lied to me, didn't you, Abraham?" And he's like, "No, sir, she's my stepsister. We're also married." He's like, "Get the fuck out of here. Just get out. Just get out." So Abraham leaves, and now he has a lot of wealth and a lot of servants and a lot of sheep. Abraham's cousin, Lot, is walking with him, and this is where the story of Sodom and Gomorrah comes in. Lot goes to a city in the Jordan, and then he, fire and brimstone, blah, blah, blah. People want to rape the angels. Yeah, a funny interaction is God shows up to Abraham, and he's like, "So you know Sodom and Gomorrah, where your cousin lives?" And Abraham's like, "Yeah." He's like, I'm gonna just tear that city apart. I'm gonna completely annihilate it. I'm not gonna leave a single stone standing in it." And Abraham's like, "God, please, what if there's 50 righteous men in Sodom and Gomorrah? Would you still go through with it?" And God's like, "Mm-mm." And Abraham's like, "Okay, God, but listen to me, please. What if there's 45 people?" God's like, "Nope." And what if Abraham keeps going, "What if there's 30 people? And this is God, by the way. And God's like, "Nope. 20 people, 25. God's like, "Even if there's a single righteous person, I wouldn't destroy Sodom and Gomorrah." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Now God catches on that Abraham's talking about his cousin Lot. And so he sends angels to escort Lot out of Sodom and Gomorrah. And the residents of the city want to rape Lot's children. No. They want to rape Lot's guests as soon as they arrive.
Who are the angels? Yeah.
Who are the angels? And so Lot is like, "Please don't rape my visitors. Rape my daughters instead."
Yeah, good guy, Lot. Let's go.
See, but no, this has significance. So the significance here is that Lot, even though he takes himself and he's taken as a righteous man, living in Sodom and Gomorrah for so long has just normalized this type of behavior to him. It's just normal. Angels get really
sounds
angry
like
at
California, bro.
Bro, unironically it is. Like, I'll get more into that later. Anyway, angels are not very happy to hear this, so they strike everybody in the city with blindness so that Lot may leave. But Lot meanders around and is like, yeah, let me get my stuff first. Let me just pack up my clothes. Angels are really sick of Lot's shit, so they just teleport him. They just teleport him away, and they start raining fire on Sodom and Gomorrah. Which, by the way, they found Sodom and Gomorrah. It was it had a meteor shower on it. A meteor burst right on top of Sodom and Gomorrah, basically annihilating the city. Angels tell Lot, keep moving and don't look back. Lot's like, oh, okay. Lot's wife looks back, and she gets turned into salt, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She gets turned into salt. Yeah, she just turns. I like to imagine that instead of turning into like a pillar or like a statue of salt, she just turns into an obelisk of salt. She just turns into a massive like Washington Memorial. In a split second, she just goes ah. Then there's like a
her string gets cut off. Yeah.
Oh man.
Her string gets cut off. Anyway, Lot escapes into the villages, and Lot's daughters are like, man, I want to have a son. Let's rape our father.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So what is that? So what does that tell you about the story of Sodom and Gomorrah?
Oh, let me sit up. Oh, you put me to sleep, artillery. Huh.
What it tells me is that
Rape is based. Woo. Oh no. Oh no, I got canceled.
I
got canceled. No.
Redsonte, unironically, I'm gonna cut out that part and make it the intro.
No.
it was rough. Buddy. It was a rough one.
No.
It tells you that these children who grew up in Sodom and Gomorrah, even though they grew up to righteous parents, and they were still raised on the moral system of Sodom and Gomorrah, so Sodom and Gomorrah lived in the Philistines and the Canaanites, which are the enemies of Israel, and don't question it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go back to Abraham. Something, Abraham wages war, something, bread. Anyway, let's get back to my ancestor, Ishmael. So, God comes to Abraham, and he's like, Abraham, hey, look, man, you're going to have a son with your wife, Sarah. And he's like, she's 90, she's 100 years old now. And God is like, yep, I know. That's why it's a miracle. That's why I sanctioned it. And so Abraham's like, oh, okay. Sarah's not happy with this, and she's like, what if you just have a son with our servant Hagar? And Abraham's like, oh, that's a good idea.
No, don't do
So
it,
he has-
Abraham. No.
Shut the fuck up, that's my ancestor, you piece of shit.
Oh.
That's where I come from.
I guess the garbage mice are just a result of
Well, way to
this.
go, bastard.
Fuck you, bastard! As if the Jews are any less bastardized than us. Anyway, he has sex with Hagar, makes her his wife. God is angry. Sarah is angry. Everybody's angry.
Yeah,
Even
they
though
should
Sarah
be.
brought this up.
They just created the Garbage Mice podcast. I think they really should be upset.
Anyways, God is so angry that he's about to kill Abraham, but then he sees that Abraham repented in his heart. He's like, I'll do it later. Sarah straight up kicks Ishmael and his wife out of the house. Anyway, then Esau comes. Then Isaac comes. Then his son, I think his son was like Jacob.
Isaac, Jacob, yeah.
And then Jacob goes to the same fucking kingdom his father went to the second time, and he's like with his wife, and then the king is like, oh, who is that pretty lady next to you, young man? He's like, that, dear sir, is my sister. Again. And so King's like, I'm too old for this shit. Sends them on their way. And then he looks from the windows of his palace and sees him, quote-unquote, fondling her. It's written in my Bible as fondling. So, calls him to his palace. He's like, not this shit again, you son of Abraham. Get the fuck out of here. And then, I don't know if this was before or after Abraham, but, like, the husband of somebody, like, dies, so his brother is told by their father to go and make a son for his brother's, widowed wife. But he doesn't want to do that, so he has sex with her, but then he finishes on the outside, and then God smites him from heaven and kills him on the spot.
Let's go.
He said no pull-out game.
No pull-out, yeah, straight up.
Oh man, I'm lost right now. I'm too far gone for this.
And then she dresses up as a prostitute, tricks the father into having sex with him, gets pregnant, and she's like, look, I'm pregnant.
Dude, I've read this story multiple times, and I can't even tell what's going on right now. Ugh.
Also, yeah, like, fuck, I'm a little tired too. Erica, do you have something to say?
This is more boring than watching VeggieTales.
The VeggieTales went kind of hard, I gotta say.
Can I say I've never watched VeggieTales?
You should give it a go.
I mean,
I've only watched the part where it's like David and Goliath's story, where
You
like,
gotta watch the one about Esther. That's the best one.
Esther went hard, bro. Dude.
Who's Esther?
What?
Queen Esther? What do you mean?
You don't know Queen Esther?
Queen Esther?
Yeah.
Queen Esther?
Queen.
I'd tell you which book it's from if I could remember. Ugh.
From the Book of Esther, isn't it?
I forgot that was a book. Ugh.
Isn't it a whole book of its own?
Ugh.
Has anyone ever read the
I've had too many beverages. Ugh. I have read the book.
Have you read Ecclesiastes?
I have, yeah.
Vanity is vanity, all is vanity, this is vanity, that is vanity. Ironically, it's one of the most profound books in the Bible.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I'm losing it.
And then, like...
This is my punishment.
Say something. What's your favorite book in the Bible?
I'd be able to remember if I wasn't in my current state. Oh, I'll tell you next week.
Hey, Redsonte, unironically get up right now and drink some water.
Water, alright.
Like a lot of
I have I have an Nalgene.
Then maybe you'd like a sandwich or something.
No, just a lot of water for now. A sandwich later.
Mm-hmm.
How much water did you drink?
Let's see, that was a good 10 ounces,
10 ounces? Bro, drink a fucking liter, bro.
I could go refill my water bottle, and that would be a liter. You want me to go do that?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be right back. Fill the air while I'm gone. Good luck.
So, what's your favorite book of the Bible?
Ruth?
Ruth?
Yeah.
Gonna be honest, I haven't read that part.
It's pretty nice. Do you know the story of Ruth?
Nope.
Pretty much, there's a woman who has 2 sons, and she has 2 daughters-in-law that are married to her sons. And I can't remember if they die in war, or if they get sick and die, or what happens to the sons. But they pass away. And so she tells her daughters-in-law, she says, like, pretty much, hey, like, don't stay here and take care of me. Go back to your families. You could probably get remarried, blah, 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 all this other stuff. Have kids, blah, blah, blah. And the one says, okay, mother, I'll go do that. And the other one, who's Ruth, says, no, I'm going to stay with you because you are my family and your God is my God.
It's pretty wholesome.
It's pretty nice. It's nice because it's like the idea of taking care. I like it because it's like taking care of the people and like people who are your family without actually being your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My favorite book is Job.
Job is pretty good.
Because the poetry he says is fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about I don't know.
Yeah.
Any news?
Did you drink anything tonight?
Just a little bit. I'm just a little tired, that's all.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna drink wine after this episode.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Just a little bit, because I want to, like, study.
A glass of wine a day is good for your heart.
That's what I hear, but I don't want to... Actually, you know what? Wasn't it, like, the drink of the time during Jesus' time?
Yeah. Well, because water wasn't always, like, a trustworthy source.
Yeah, it was not always clean. Vanity of vanity, all this vanity. So, did you know that is actually real, like the whole child sacrifice thing of like the Canaanites and the Philistines?
I mean, I imagine so. There was sacrificial
All right, I'm back.
shit in other religions in the world as well. So
Yeah, I think that's the significance of like God telling Abraham to sacrifice his son, just so he tells him like, no, this is not how I operate, not like these other gods of your people, which were like, because the Philistines and the Canaanites were also Semites, like the Jews and the Arabs and the Aramaics and the Israelites.
Oh man, we've been going for a while.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap up. Do you have anything funny to say?
Not really. Not a really funny guy.
Oh yeah.
shout out to Alex Jonathan.
I have something funny in the Talmud.
And big ups to Alex Jonathan.
Yeah, something that's really funny in the Talmud is that it explains Genesis, like Adam wanted a wife because he tried fucking every animal in the field, but none of them built. Like that's in the Talmud, bro.
Ooh, that's rough. That's a little rough to mention. Okay.
That's in the Talmud. That's not like Torah. That's the one written after Jesus.
All right. Well, anything else?
All right.
It also says a lot of disrespectful stuff about Jesus.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching the Garbagemice podcast. This is Drunk Redsonte signing off.
Don't sign off yet. I still have to say that Redsonte.
Yeah.
Your editing is kind of shit.
No, I might. Okay. Don't end the episode yet. My editing goes crazy. My editing goes very, very hard. It is worthy of a screenshot.
You don't even like put the videos and the images we react to in time. Your comedic timing is awful. Whenever you're supposed to cut, you cut a second too late. And whenever you're supposed to play the intro music, you play it too loudly. And you play it in a time that's awful. And in the Gator episode, you're supposed to play the intro music when the intro started, not while I'm berating Gator, you fucking idiot.
Well, you know what?
Stupid.
You can have your lawyer send me a cease and desist.
Whoa.
Or you can shut up.
It's old.
I think that I'm just the best editor of all time. And, it's okay that you disagree, because, some people just have to be wrong. Some people have to be right. Some people have to be wrong. And, it's okay.
This is why you brought a woman to this episode, so she can be wrong about all the topics ever.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody
All right.
for watching the
Garbage
Garbagemice
Mice, episode 26.
podcast. Garbage Mice 26.
Next drinking episode is going to be 37. See you guys then.
See you guys. Woo!